If I jump into a list, let's look at the blog post list. There's quite a few updates in here as well. Let's just, to focus this, let's just kind of get rid of that for a second. Okay, so you can see we've got the side panel over here. This has always been collapsible, but it's now resizable as well. So if you want to make this bigger or smaller for whatever reason, it'll snap to the minimum size, and then you can get rid of it. It will remember this selection for you for this kind of content. So for all content lists now, as I jump between different lists, it will remember that state for you, okay? So we want that to be a more personalized experience for how you work with your content, okay? Just for this list, let's work with some of the new lists. So you can see we've got a bit of a denser kind of view. Every column is still resizable, which is nice. You can pin columns, and you can now you can resort columns, which is nice. So I can unpin this column. I had the title column pinned, and I can sort it. So now I'm sorted by title. I'm sorted by title descending. So really easy to kind of do that. And if I want to repin a column, you'd say, why would I want to repin a column? Let's make these really wide. Okay. All right. So now you can see the whole thing is scrolling wide, but if I pin, and I make this really wide too, if I pin the title column, so there's a context menu on every column now, let's pin that. So now as I scroll horizontally, it will keep this in view, okay? So that's, I think you might be seeing this by default right now, but we've made this an option, okay? To whether to pin or unpin, okay? And I can also hide a column or add more columns to the right. So if I wanted to see, who modified something, I can add that really quickly. And now I can very easily change what's going on in this view, okay? So we wanted it to be really easy to kind of work with your data and work with what columns you want to see. And it will remember that for this list. So as I jump around to other lists and come back to this one, it will remember my column widths, what columns I had in there, how they were sorted, how they were pinned, things like that. So that's a really nice sort of, as you set up your experience, it will keep that for you, right? You'll notice that these buttons have moved around a little bit before. In our user testing, we just noticed that when we used to have the publish button, I think it was over here, can't remember, but it was just like too far to move. So this sort of workflow action bar now, if I don't have anything selected, this will basically publish the entire list. As soon as I have something selected though, and this is consistent through all the content lists, now I can work on the selected items, okay? So it's a little bit nicer experience for working with that, okay? And if this was a manual sort, I would see the move up, move down items in here as well.